Eh, wait, oh, come to think of it, let's really talk about the Nigerian failed appeal against DR Congo, where they were actually appealing the ineligibility of DR Congo players to FIFA. I think we as a nation, particularly those running our football, they actually need to come out with an explanation as to why FIFA will actually throw out your appeal. Nobody is giving us a reason for that. Everybody just saying, oh, they threw up our appeal and we are going to CAS. Now, if FIFA threw out your appeal, what is the tendency that CAS Court of Arbitration for Sport will throw out your appeal as well? And of course, there are a lot of reports that allegedly claims that there were some administrative lapses that actually resulted to FIFA actually throwing out our appeal. Now, come to think of it, administrative lapses. These are administrators that are paid to actually manage our sports. They don't have any work to do, and one of the major parts of their work is qualifying every of our national teams to every major tournament, both continental and the intercontinental. Of course, World Cup is one of the most primary objectives of any sport administrators, particularly the president of Nigerian Football Federation. Whoever that is going to be the president of Nigerian Football Federation in their 4 years term should be able to do the least. That is to qualify the Super Eagles to the World Cup, the Super Falcons as well to the World Cup and the African Cup of Nations. Anything short of this is something that we shouldn't take as a footballing nation that needs to grow. Now, come to think of it, according to the report that we got, it's that like it was said that the Nigerian Football Federation failed to actually file the complaint within the time frame that is expected of them, and at the same time they failed to pay some amount of money for the appeal to be filed. So imagine, how are you going to go to CAS to now get a case where there is no case in the first place? I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. So, but the worst part of it is our football administrators coming out to keep giving us hope where there is no hope, telling us they have case, they have a strong case, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and this and that. That even it got to a level, the hope was so high that Nigerian midfielder Alex Iwobi in one of the podcasts that he appeared on was saying it, that they were still hopeful that Nigeria can still get a spot. Why are we going to CAS? So I don't know. We need to actually sit down together. Our football is trying to sit down together, and all stakeholders, we need to look ourselves eyeball to eyeball and tell us that in the quest to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, we failed, just like we failed for the Qatar edition 2022 World Cup. And so how can we make it better? And I tell you, one of the ways I feel we can make it better is to actually get it right with the coaches of our national teams. For instance, the chief coach of the Super Eagles, Eric Shell, is actually doing very well at the moment. And I feel the best we can do is to actually give him a contract that will not be easy for him to turn down, so that we begin to plan for the World Cup that is going to happen in 2030, of which Morocco will be one of the co-hosts. So it's going to come to African continent this time around, and we need to be there. We cannot afford to miss 3 consecutive World Cup in a row, and we need to start doing something now. We need to start getting it right, particularly with the coach, because when we look at our qualification process in the World Cup qualifying process before we were able to get to the playoff, it was shambolic. We could have qualified directly ahead of South Africa, ahead of Benin Republic in that group, if we had been serious from the beginning. If we had not been toiling with the Super Eagles, changing coaches as if we don't know what exactly we are up against, appointing coaches on error, on trial, appointing coaches that has not proven their pedigree in international fixtures. So I don't want to go too much. Maybe also, you could say one of them has already proven themselves. Have actually proved himself in international setup. One of the coaches that was actually employed as a Super Eagles head coach But I tell you, those employment, they were not necessary, would have gone straight for somebody that we know that has the pedigree of qualifying teams for events, for tournaments. And I tell you, if by chance Arbitration remains the coach of the Super Eagles and is given the free chance to actually work with football in Nigeria here, I tell you, we will not have any reason why we have to miss any tournament, be it the Continental Tournament or the World Cup in 2030. All of the preparations has to start now. I mean now. I'm not going to bother about expecting our football arbitrator to come out and own up and apologize to the Nigerian people as to why they actually make a mess of our qualification. It is left for them to actually do. And I heard the Nigerian Football Federation election is coming up. Somebody else, if this man is not retained, Gusau, if it's not retained, somebody else will actually, come and take we actually take the helms of affairs in the glass house of the Nigerian Football Federation. So whatever is the case, one thing is paramount. As Nigerians, we love our football and we want it to be beautiful as much as we also want to be seeing our national teams in every major tournament so that we can stand shoulder to shoulder with other nations. Imagine our favorite star boy, one of the most committed and dedicated players I've ever seen after Cristiano Ronaldo, Victor Osimhen, is actually second highest goal scorer in Nigeria history. He's not going to be at the World Cup. Can you imagine? One of the prolific goal scorer in Turkey. We have Paul Onuachu. He's not going to be at the World Cup. We have Ademola Lookman. They are not going to be at the World Cup. We have Alex Iwobi and a lot of them like that. We have Kevin Bassey. Players that are supposed to actually been exposed to tussling out with top players all over the world. They won't be having the chance. I tell you, the onus lies on the Nigerian Football Federation to get it right, and they must get it right now. Thank you.